Okay, so today we're going to do a quick review and a tutorial on how to convert your USC or UMP to 9mm. What I've got here in front of me are some conversion parts, 9mm conversion parts from hkparts.net. They just got these in, and I was fortunate enough to be one of the first to snag some here. And they're really nice. I've got to admit, I'm really impressed with the overall fit and finish of these things. Everything is made in the USA, with exception of the magazines. These are factory German HK magazines. So we'll get right into it, so we can get to the tutorial. 16.5-inch barrel. Very nice, well made. Very nice crown facing. 16 flutes in the chamber, appropriate. Upper feed ramp to help ensure that the rounds don't stovepipe when feeding. That's actually very critical. There are some other clone barrels out there that, or let me rephrase that, other US made barrels that don't include that. Not particularly in the 9mm, but some of the 45 barrels that I've seen don't include that, and there have been issues with stovepiping. So the manufacture on these barrels is really outstanding, and the parkerization finish, a nice rich black color. Very nice, very nice. So that's barrel number one. Barrel number two is a standard UMP flanged 9mm barrel. Again, facing, nice crown. Same situation back here. Flutes, feed ramp. Yeah, nice, very nice. Third option is actually my favorite, which is a 3-lug with a half 28 thread on the muzzle. So very nice offering. So all you guys with MP5 accessories and other half 28 accessories that want to SBR, or if you have a post-sample UMP, this is definitely a serious barrel for you to consider. Again, this is probably one of my favorites and will end up going on my post-sample eventually. And last but not least, a standard UMP flanged with half 28 threading. So for you guys that have half 28 accessories but you want to retain the original style of the UMP flanged end, you've got this barrel option as well. And thread protectors are included. And as with the other barrels, all the barrels include the proper fluting as well as the feed ramp on the back. So that's it for the barrels. Now there are two carrier options for you. You've got a semi-automatic carrier and a full automatic carrier. They're actually both full auto bolt carriers. What they're designed for is the semi-auto specified carrier is for the USC, and the full auto specified carrier is for the UMP. And the reason why there are two carriers, in case you folks didn't know, is that a UMP bolt will not fit into a USC. So there are some differences which you probably can't see on camera, but if you do a quick search on the internet, it'll explain that in more detail. If you note the little weld rings, that indicates that these carriers are tungsten filled, which is standard on a factory German UMP bolt. It is not standard or available on a USC bolt. However, they went ahead and did it anyways, which I thought was a nice touch. So for all of you Class 2 SOTs out there that have USCs that you might want to post-sample, this is going to be ideal for you because you're going to get the tungsten-filled full auto bolt. Now remember, on their website, they do specify a semi-automatic and a full automatic. The carriers themselves are essentially identical. They are full auto capable bolt carriers. The main difference being that the semi-auto one is designated as such because it will only fit the USC, and the full auto carrier is designated as such because it will only fit the UMP. And that includes conversions as well, because remember, when you convert your USC to a UMP, it's still technically a USC, so make sure you get the correct carrier. Each kit you purchase comes with one magazine, and these are the 9mm magazines. Okay, so that's it for the quick product review, the fun stuff. Alright, what we've got here is a USC that has one of my fuse job conversions to it. You can see there's no stock block, it's actually a cut and fused UMP rear stub. I've got it remarked UMP, but this indeed is a semi-automatic USC. So we'll go ahead and disassemble it. And so for you guys that don't know what makes these things so easy to break down, it's that simple. And there you have it. She's field stripped, ready for conversion. So, first things first. Let's go ahead and change out the bolt first. All right. What you're going to notice. Make sure I get the right bolt here. Okay, 9mm semi-auto. What you're going to notice is these do come with the extractor and the firing pin retainer. It's all located already in the pin. It's already included in with the bolt. So the only thing that you're going to need to take from your original bolt is the firing pin spring assembly, and that is pretty easy to do. All you've got to do is take this pin, slide it out, make note of the orientation, wedge side faced up, put your finger right there, pull this back, and the entire assembly will pop and slide right out. And the spring. Okay, so that is the quick disassembly. The reassembly is just as simple. Pull the pin out. Back in there like that. Now remember, wedge side facing up. You're going to have to pull that back a little bit to get that in there. Whoops. And that's it. And then what you'll need to do is take the pin, slide it. Now the pin is not going to slide in. What you need to do is you need to push that firing pin in a little bit, push it down, and that will let the pin go in and then release the firing pin. And that's it. Your bolt is now converted. So we'll set that aside. The next thing would be the barrel. The barrel is really, really easy to pull out. It is just a matter of a pin, the barrel pin, but what you do need to make note of on the inside here is the ejector. That actually clips to the barrel, so make note of that, be mindful of that when you take it out so you can ensure you get it back in correctly. So to remove the pin, it is surprisingly easy. All you need is a 5mm punch. Or actually, this is a 3/16. So 3/16 will work if you don't have a 5mm punch. However, it will, because it is a little bit smaller, it may mar up the end of your barrel pin, which I can see I've already done to that one because I guess I've used this one before. And a hammer. So what I typically do is I will just set the firearm on my lap here, like so. That's it. And the pin comes right out. Now to remove the barrel, all you have to do is just give it a little rearward tap, and you can see the entire barrel and the assembly comes out. Now you are going to have to make sure the back of the gun is open. Just give it a little twist, a little wiggle. Drop it down. Comes right out like so. So we're going to set that down. Get the extractor here. Now, because this is not an SBR, I'm going to stick the 16.5-inch barrel in there. Now essentially what's going to happen is this is going to clip right on that flange. And it is going to set, this is actually upside down, this is going to set in the gun just like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide the barrel in. I'm going to go ahead and put our ejector on here. Now there is a small little channel on the inside of the receiver that this ejector, or I should say, the ejector, that's it, slides into. So we're going to hang on to that, and we're going to line it up in the channel, and then we're just going to pull the barrel home. That's it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it, look down the hole to make sure that it lines up, and it is lined up properly. We are going to take our barrel pin, set that back in there, give it a couple of good whacks. And go a little more. Yep, looks pretty good. So from there, we're going to take our bolt, that's all she wrote, folks. Oh, and I do want to indicate that the last round bolt hold open does function properly with this conversion kit. Thanks for looking. That is how you convert your USC UMP to 9mm with the parts kit from hkparts.net.